Hey everybody, welcome to episode 169 of the Bonehead podcast, where we talk all things Blood Bowl. And jingle. Welcome back, I'm Ben, and today I'm joined by the connoisseur of wands, the Highlander himself, Ian Triple Power Triplo. How you doing, Trips?
Very good, very excited to be back.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. BT is trying to get all his work done because he's at UKTC this weekend, which is very cool. And Milton, is he currently genuinely coming back into the country from France?
I think he's on his way back from his prison vacation in another country, and having checked out another country, he is on his returns from his hollybob.
I think he's feeling a bit better about England, which is quite cool.
Yes.
Which is wicked. So yeah, you are just stuck with us two today, which is cool. It's the second time I've seen you this week, Trips. And what are we talking about on 169?
So today we are talking about all the rumours and the latest big show with a GW preview, spoiler preview of not a lot, and what's going on with Bonehead Championship and channels and updates.
It's going to be a good one. Okay. All right, so first things first, yeah, like Tripp said, Nova was this week, is happening today as we're recording, but there was supposed to be a Games Workshop event being run on the Wednesday night. Now, last 2 years, Trips, Games Workshop have done Nova previews, haven't they? And actually had Blood Bowl news.
Yeah, we've had Blood Bowl news, we've had Blood Bowl previews, we've then had the assortment of articles afterwards and the desperate working out of when will this be up for pre-order. And yeah, last couple of years, Nova's been quite a big late summer tease.
Yeah. I think last year was Chorfs at Nova, and the year before was Vampires, I think. Like, so there's this historic expectation, and well, that just came to absolutely nothing, which is really interesting because we've been hearing lots of rumors, lots of people have been talking about like things that they've heard, including Valrak, which I want to get Trips' impression of in a second. But the fact we got nothing out of Nova is really interesting. So I want to bounce over very quickly, and I'm not sure if you're going to be able to actually hear this, Trips, but I just want to pop this on.
So hopefully you're going to enjoy yourself with these rumours. So I'm hearing Blood Bowl, brand new box set. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's going to be a new edition, a new season. I don't know how it works with Blood Bowl, so please don't, burn me on the cross if I've got this wrong. But apparently the context inside of that box are supposed to be Bretonians versus Tomb Kings. Not sure what the models look like, not sure.
All right, so basically, he went on holiday. Before he went on holiday, he popped out a bunch of rumours that he'd heard, and one of them was that there is a new season box set coming with Tomb Kings and Bretonians. So Budgie Blitzer flagged this immediately on one of our other posts, and then I popped a little video out sort of saying, this is interesting, because we've already covered a couple of the other rumours that have been out there about a release in September, right? So we kind of heard, release in September, and then Valrak saying there's a new box that he's hearing about. But with nothing being announced at Nova, I think we can pretty much dispel the September rumour at the very least, Trips.
Oh, absolutely. I think in a way, the release cycle having firmed up for GW previews and then pre-order periods, and the fact that they dropped the old token Blood Bowl article for August in Warhammer Com confirmed that yeah, we're not getting anything soon, and even if something gets announced in the first week of September, you're now talking October release.
Oh, I mean, yeah, if they drop any kind of preview in September, it's not coming out in September. Like, I think we've got the 2-week pre-order window now, right?
That's the thing. You'd have to go a release article, then it would have to be in the preview on the following Sunday, and then that's a week to pre-orders opening, and then 2 weeks. So there's a 3-week cycle from well, 3.5 week cycle realistically from an article to something in your hand, and that's a minimum one. There's plenty that's been teased that's still awaiting pre-order.
Look at it last year. They did the Nova like reveal of the Chaos Dwarf team on the 29th of August, and then the pre-order Saturday went live on the 28th of September. So 4 weeks last year. And I think that's probably the best you can kind of expect. So with that said, then, if there's nothing coming from Nova, which I kind of thought would have been a really good chance based on what they've done the last 2 years, I mean, is there another preview show that we can kind of look forward to? Because I'm not sure. Like, I guess, is it now just down to Games Workshop doing their own preview show, or is it just a case of like, that's it? Because I mean, we've had the big box games. We were talking about this on Monday, weren't we? Or Tuesday after we filmed Trips. Like, games, they're not going to be dropping any big 40k or anything else reveals now.
The big 4 games, they're definitely a summer release. They come out in sort of June time. That gives everyone time, July and August, to look at their piles of grey, reorder them, start painting them, and get them back on the table in the autumn. So yeah, I think we're at the point now where there isn't anything. Well, we know there's nothing in the GW diary, so it's likely to be the sort of the autumn winter preview, which is probably around Warhammer Day.
Oh, you are absolutely kidding me. Warhammer Day is the next. So just going back and looking at what they did last year, which I appreciate means nothing when it comes to Games Workshop, right? I appreciate that we're kind of trying to chase things. Warhammer Day last year was the 5th of October. And Tiff and I, so this year, right, okay, was that a weekend? Please let that be a weekend. Oh, my screen's going a bit weird. That's odd. Maybe I've done that thing where I've just plugged in far too much stuff.
So 5th of October this year is a Sunday.
It was a Saturday last year. So let's just discuss, it might be the 4th of October this year then, potentially. Which would be wonderful because I'm not on holiday. I am on holiday the 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th. I cannot believe it. All right, that's it. I am absolutely convinced now that there's going to be a Warhammer Day, and that's when something interesting is going to be shown off for Blood Bowl.
We were jokingly talking about it in the group this morning, weren't we? Going, well, actually, the best indication of when an announcement comes is when are you next out of the country, and you are out of the country
out of the country.
Of October. So buckle in. There'll be a big news article about all the rules changes on the 6th of October, and there will be a dodgy handheld video from Ben coming up later in the evening.
Okay, I can take the filming equipment. That's no problem. The laptop's coming anyway, right? But I don't know whether we're going to have much Wi-Fi over there. I think, but I don't know. Maybe it'll be all right. Maybe it'll be all right, and maybe it'll be fine. Like we're having our first proper family holiday, given how terrible our centre parks went last year. So this, okay, cool. All right, so we got Warhammer Day coming up, which, all right, what did they have last year for Warhammer? For Warhammer Day, we had, I don't know, they had some Chaos bits, they had some AOS bits. Okay, they did some stuff.
Yeah,
we had
a fair old wide range of stuff, and the battle forces as well, because it's the run up to the Christmas buy a box set. The box set's going to be like the big thing coming up, and then potentially there's a World Championships preview. Now last year they did the Deathcore Krieg, they did some Old World, and they did some Hobgrot reinforcements. So no, they released the previews of the Git Mob stuff, which is probably the biggest thing that they showed off last time. So yeah, all right. Well, we've got Warhammer Day coming up, and I am forever hopeful, right, Trips? Yes.
All right, yeah, okay. I have convinced myself that it's going to be Warhammer Day on October because I'm going to be on holiday. And you're right, maybe they'll oh god, I'm just going to be there hoping they don't drop any articles. Might have to.
You're gonna be there on holiday going, I just want my phone to blow up, and go, why are there 20 messages in our podcast chat?
First thing I did, like in the middle of the night, I checked the Discord to see if I'd been atted. I was like, there's going to be some Americans out there. If something fun has come out, they're going to have definitely chucked it in the Discord. But there was nothing. And I was like, oh, this is calm. So then I had some Googling this morning and nothing came out of it. So quite quiet in that regard. So that's fine. Your thoughts though on the rumor from Valrak about a box set with Tomb Kings and Bretonians?
So it feels like the rumor of a box set has been around for a while, and also who doesn't like a box set for people trying to buy it? And as we've said, the box set is brilliant value for new players getting into it. Tomb Kings, I think everyone will be really excited to see Tomb Kings. They are a fun team and roster as it is. Updating them would be a bit of fun, and for all of those who've seen Ben and Spiders, got to have a spider type scarab in there just to just to cause you pain. Bretonians, that will definitely cause some let's go with some engagement and some detail, because of course Brett's have gone out of the game, and then they sort of came back through Imperial Nobility. So does that mean nobility stay and we have Brett's as well? It was obviously a bit of a driver behind the previous NAF president's drive to bring Brett's back to the game. So I think it would be a popular box set because everyone's got 3 human and orc teams from every box set in the world. So to have something different would be fun.
It's just about whether that, because there's a lot of good comments in our video and in Valrak's video as well. It was just a lot of people being like, what people see can be misinterpreted. So like, if one great comment was, all right, if someone's seen knights, could it just be that they've redone the human roster and then they're not bringing back Bretonians at all? Like, it's funny because that almost feels more likely, because the human kit needs a jolly good refresh, and Bretonians they've basically been replaced by nobility. So like, if you see a human team with knights, there were some really good comments in our video sort of saying that if they've seen heavily armored humans, could they not just be retooling and bringing out a replacement for the human kit, which would obviously be like, I don't know, how would you feel about that if that's what this turned out to be?
I think there'd be a bit of disappointment because you can't change the human roster too much. It's a good starter roster. It's a good general roster. It can be played a lot of ways. The minis are very outdated, and the best human Blood Bowl roster is miniatures are absolutely not the Games Workshop ones.
Yeah, they're good for starting. If you're getting into miniature wargaming, like, I think they're really good. I think the 2016 box set, superb for that. Yeah, kind of reminds me of like it's the best starter set. It reminds me of, I think we're talking on Tuesday, like the old yellow and orange dwarfs from the Dungeon Bowl box set. Like, I mean, I'm actually looking at Dungeon Bowl on the screen at the moment because I was just going through it.
It's really easy with that kit to see what you've got, because literally every lineman looks pretty much the same. All the blitzers look the same, so there's not a lot of uniqueness and detail. So it's an easy learn kit. So it would be great to see that kit being updated, but I could only see it being tweaks to the roster. Because there's not much more, and it would limit them on star players as well.
Yeah,
but they might want to limit on new star players.
Yeah, very, very true. I guess that's the other question, is when we saw the 2020 box, 2020 box, that had dodgy helmeted Griff.
That had that had 2 stars in the box. So we had dodgy helmeted Griff with the instructions that weren't in the right order, and Valrag, who everyone went, oh, this is a lovely miniature, and then went, why do we never see this in the game?
He makes a good troll. The kit also came with, no, it didn't come with big guys, did it?
Didn't come with big guys, no. It did come with the feathery extra.
The referees and Griff. Yeah, which was very, very, very cool. The 2016 box only came with the 2 teams. I don't think it had the big guys in it.
Didn't have the big guys, no.
Yeah, which I think is totally fine.
But those big guys are available in plastic now, at least, which is a little easier.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, it really changes things. So, I mean, from talking through the rumors we've heard before, I think we can kind of start ticking some of them off as being like no. So September, which I was absolutely hoping would be great. Definitely not the case now. I thought maybe, like we said, if there was some news at Nova, we could have got something in September. I think, yeah, Warhammer Day now is probably the next point in the calendar where we're kind of thinking, oh, maybe. The Tomb King bit, I mean, we knew Tomb Kings are on the Team of Legend list, right? And they've done every other Team of Legend except Tomb Kings and High Elves. So I guess I don't know about you, Trips. I was in one of two camps, which is either they would do a 2020 on us and bring in two brand new unseen teams, like they did with Nobility and Blackhawks. Like we were like, oh, okay, there's 4, 5, 6 teams of Legend next. I wonder which ones will be in the box. And they were like, here's two brand new teams. I thought it was either going to be two brand new teams or two teams of Legend, which would have been Tomb Kings and High Elves. That was kind of what I was expecting, which I think would have been a really, like, I still maintain that would be quite an interesting box. Like all bash versus like high bash versus high dash would be quite cool. So yeah, I can see it. But I guess we'll just have to wait a few weeks to figure out what the heck is going on. And in the meantime, they're still dropping articles. They dropped another Touchline Tactics about some basics of Blood Bowl, like caging and stuff like that, which I think is quite cool to see. I've not given it a proper read yet because it dropped while I was out and about this week, but I think it's good to see them producing articles for Blood Bowl, because it does definitely mean that the game kind of keeps in the zeitgeist, which stops us from worrying too much, right?
And I'm usually the one who goes, stop with the rumours, calm it down. But I think if there is I think we haven't had anything for Blood Bowl for so long. I suspect we will get something for Blood Bowl in Warhammer Day. And I'm going to put my stake in the ground that it's going to be November the 8th in the hand. Partly because it doesn't clash with Bonehead Bowl then, because that's the last thing we want to do is try and be playing Bonehead Bowl on the same day as everyone's trying to read a new rulebook.
Yeah, that would be really nice. I guess that's another benefit, is the further it all gets, it goes without any kind of Blood Bowl news, the further the hope goes away, the more chance that we've got, or we don't have to worry about a new team landing for Bonehead Bowl. We've got 8 weeks to go, I think you said. So that's going to be ticking down to 7, which means we need to start chasing up rosters and making sure the roster builder is up and out and available, so we can hit that up the next couple of weeks, and then Milton can be unleashed on the public, which is always fun. But it also means that we can sort of chill out a bit and focus on, because we don't want to say we've been pushing back the championship, but we've been very sort of cognizant that there might be a new team coming, because it's been like a year now. It's been a year.
Very wary that we didn't want to. What we've not wanted to do is have the championship have a big pause in the middle.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to do other stuff, or not complete rounds in detail because it sort of leaves it half done. Because we know if we get new rules or we get new teams, they are great fun to play. Yeah. It is great to whip Ben into paint a team overnight and the rest of us to go, you've done that overnight. That's just made us all sick. So it's what was always one of the aims of having the studio and the setup, is that we could assemble the Blood Bowl gang to test a new team.
Absolutely. So yeah, I mean, hey, we will see what we see. I've been playing with Brute Funds models today, so I've got them on the little spinny plate now. Let's put them on the background. So yes, we've got the Bonehead Championship. We've recorded 3 episodes. We had a good game, a very good game, I think, on Tuesday night this week, Trips. It was awesome to play. I've been able to play 2 games this season so far, which is super exciting.
I think that's great for those who regularly watch our series, and thank you to everyone who does them, because it is we don't entirely do it for the viewers. We do it because it's a lot of fun and detail, but it is great fun to see the comments. You will see Ben playing Blood Bowl in the championship. We've got the filming set up, and a big congratulations to you. We've got the filming set up to the place now where you can play and produce, and it's not a big distraction, the production. So
it's getting easier every single time. The match against Milton I filmed a few weeks ago, I struggled a bit. I missed a couple of really key plays because I was like zoning in the camera. So I tried my best to learn from that so that I could then do stuff. And I mean, it helps when you got a very, very fun opponent as well, which kind of, and you know, game 3, Skaven versus Dark Elves. We'll let you guys guess who you think played who, which that's a heck of a, feels like an old school matchup as well. Now, when it comes to the championship, we were going to be dropping episode 1 next Monday. What we're going to do instead is we're going to do a season preview. So we'll drop the season preview this week, and then it will kick off properly the week after. That is because I didn't do that last season, and it was a bit of a missed opportunity. So a couple of people flagged me in the last week. Nick Kaijin Chicken, I was chatting with him yesterday, he was like, you need to do this, don't forget to do a season preview this time around.
Lots of people like it, and it gives us a chance to go over the rosters, how the rules are set up, and the detail, and how we play through. So you don't have to hear that every game of this is what we're doing and how we're doing it. And that will help. And it's great fun playing. We're already into the filming of the league and the detail, and our editor, who is also our producer and player, is already working hard on the body.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's been really, really, really good. So I'm kind of like really glad I didn't wake up to anything this morning, because my biggest fear is that there'd be a brand new team drop, and just like you kind of said, like that means that in 4 weeks' time we kind of have to stop the series for 3 or 4 weeks while we do roster breakdowns, get some like live games and stuff on, which is, it really chucks you out of the flow, which is something we didn't talk about with Nick, but I don't think he's experienced it quite yet. When it comes to like, you can get into the filming flow, you get your head down, you get into like the zone, and then you can fall out of it, and when you fall out of it, it's really easy to stop. I think we've kind of been through that in a couple of iterations of different things, haven't we?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, anything that changes makes you want to change and focus on it, and then you've got to go back. And there's also the reality that trying to film a game 52 weeks of the year is just not practical, with the fact that all of us have lives, work, and traffic, or all the many other issues that get in the way, including power cuts, wind. Overheating has been an issue this year.
It's raining now, and I'm hoping it's 20.3 degrees in here. This is because honestly, the weather is really hilarious, and it sounds really awful to whine about it, because I know we're in England where hot is 23 and cold is 17, which is pathetic for those of you in countries with real weather. But like, I'm English, so I get really affected by this. And when it comes to actually making content, I just can't do it. Like, I can't do it in the afternoon, because it just gets too hot in here, and I just lose my recording window. So it's like you see the content kind of slow down over the summer months, because it's just so unbearable. But then winter's going to come, all the lighting is going to be the same all of the time, which is the best thing. And we're going to be able to film without actually sweating out of our faces, which is pretty great. Now, before we move on, we did finish up. So the finals gone out for Secret Sevens. That was this week, so that was it. And this is a great one, because obviously you and Ben played all of the games. And a real special thing is that you guys requested an additional round during the filming of it.
Oh, I've got to say, and I hope people that watch this see that playing the Secret Sevens was so much fun. We found all of the teams fun to play, because they are new teams, and because it's sevens, you're heavily focused on the positionals and what they do. Finding out what they do, how the teams play against each other, was just so much fun. Sevens is the best format to try teams like that in, and and also we're seeing the evolution of the teams as they slowly skill up and play through differently. And also the big difference in how many ones you roll in a game does actually change how much you like your team.
Yeah, definitely. It's been wicked to see 4 fresh teams. Like the Spiders were both my most hated and my most loved of those teams. Like the Spider positionals were really interesting, but the Goblins, movement 7 Goblins, that's the stuff, man. I love that. If you want to soup up Goblins Games Workshop, give them all movement 7 and you will have a tier 3 terror of a team. Because like even the trade of the armor, like it made them super vulnerable, but it made them super threatening. And did you put sprint on one of them as well?
Yeah, I think we had all sorts of definitely they fell into the shenanigans side of the team could do all sorts of things, and I think in one of the early games I successfully tried. I shall just play with the goblins and I shall just play with the spiders because I think every other player got knocked off and decel. But really good fun to play with, and the combination of those secret teams really worked well, and it is absolutely in our wheelhouse of how to play something weird and strange. The secret teams are full of weird and strange.
I love it. I've absolutely thoroughly enjoyed it. So we've got the championship going on now. So we'll be doing that for I think it wraps up sort of end of November time, which makes a lot of sense, which means we can do some sort of Christmas specials and stuff like that. But the real reason we want it to end in that time is so that we can get ready for next year. And with the advancements in editing and production, just like we've made it a lot easier to make it, and doing the recording like Trip said, it means it gives us the flexibility so that if Ben is swamped by work, like it's okay, don't worry, we can still film, or it's bank holiday weekend, so actually don't want everyone to just be miserable and on the road, like let's just skip it for a week, or I'm going on holiday, we can skip it a week and it's fine because we've got a chance to plan. We can do 2 a week or something like that. So next year what I'd really like, and we've been talking about, is I think we've planned out what we're shooting for 2026. So hopefully 3 Bonehead championships, going back up to 8 teams, and then we're going to try and see if we can't do some 7s kind of alongside, and then see if we can't get those 7s teams to develop into the championship, and see if we can't get those teams from 7s to be demoted out of the championship, and see if we can't kind of just have a bit extra Blood Bowl, and see if we can't get that kind of inter-league franchise thing going, Trips, because it would be so cool. I think my favorite narrative this season, this year, was Norse. Like
the rise and the subsequent fall of Norse, who, well, I think the fall, rise, and the fall probably is the way to describe them. They started
that's exactly
in the 11s, got kicked down to 7s with some skilled up players, came back up to 11s, and we rapidly worked out why they should be sent back to 7s because. But to see the point, I think we had like 3 players on the Norse team who we all knew by name rather than positional and detail. That really brought that club feel of the great Cuddles, who is good at standing.
Very good at standing. He's the best at standing. Yeah, exactly. And it means we've kind of got the opportunity to show off 24 out of the 29 plus SLAN teams in Blood Bowl. Which is most of them, but it also means that if we also run a 7s alongside it, we really can show every team in Blood Bowl off across a year. I mean, if we think the way we'll try and do it is, I think we're going to try and run Bonehead Championship standard, but then we'll do 7s as well, but we'll kind of do 2 6-team divisions of 7s, which means we're going to have 20 teams live at one point in each sort of season, which means if you're a Skaven fan, if you're an Underworld fan, if you're a OWA fan, like there's a 2/3 chance they're going to be active.
You don't have to wait 9 months to see that team on the table again.
Yeah, maybe just 3 or 4 months. Worst case scenario, like, and at the moment we've got High Elves and Tomb Kings kicking around in the we don't know, so we don't really bother showing them on the channel pile. We've got Slan, which we can kind of write off as well, because they're not, I mean, they're great fun, but they're not official. So it's kind of like, let's not worry too much about them. So that's 27 teams. So, if we can get if we can get the Gutter Bowl guys to carry on with an 8-team league, we'll get every team in Blood Bowl in a league on the channel all of the time. And we can rotate teams, like maybe we can demote them all the way down to Gutter Bowl or raise them all up. We can just build that narrative. So we've kind of been doing some work to kind of, well, we've done a lot of work this year to make the filming look better, make it easier to do, make it easier for us. And Trips, you and Ben have been like iconic in that regard. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah, and there's a big credit to both the Bens and Milton as well for the teams as well, because to have effectively 28 rosters that we can use, and we've got some secret teams as well, means that there has been a real churn of painting to the teams, and we've taken a lot of feedback from people to how we can make them look different, and we've tried, particularly with the bases, to get away from everybody having a brown and green base so that every team looks the same from the overhead shot. So we've tried. Yeah, the upgrades in the teams, the upgrades in the filming gives us the flexibility to do more stuff because we've got the chance.
Yeah, I've been using Milton's Undead team as my size comparisons. I've just been doing 2 print pitches, the Ugni Norse and the Bruty Pack teams, and I was like, I happen to have Milton's missing Undead players because they're perfect to show off size comparisons. I was like, and they're painted beautifully, so I was like, wicked.
Yeah, beautifully done.
Yeah, so that's worked out really well. So championship the rest of this year is going to be a lot of fun, and then it means we can sort of gear up to have, I think, the best year for Blood Bowl. 3 championships, some 7s. Hopefully Nick and Prim will continue with Gutter Bowl or something else. It's been really good to have them on the channel. It's been really cool, and it's been, I think, well received. Gutter Bowl's quite a niche one, but I think they do a great job making it, and it's really good fun. So I think we're in a solid spot for that. But outside of Blood Bowl, there's another game you quite like, isn't there, Trips?
There's a closely related sort of thematic story game that Games Workshop do. So you've probably heard us all talk about Necromunda on and off. We've played it when we've gone to Nottingham to visit. We've played it in the studio when we're just having a good old hobby day and a bit of fun and detail. We are looking at spreading the Bonehead fun to more games and more channels.
Absolutely. We've launched a Bonehead Tabletop Fantasy channel and a Bonehead Tabletop Sci-Fi channel so that we can just do some other stuff without upsetting the flow of Blood Bowl. So
the algorithm.
Yeah, well, yeah, part of it is the algorithm. Part of it is like, I've seen this and I've experienced this. Like, I'll follow a channel that's about UFOs, and then all of a sudden they start talking about something else, and I'm like, I don't really care about that. Like, I follow you because you're the UFO guy. I wish I was the UFO guy. Maybe one day. Maybe that'll be the 4th channel. But for now, we're the Bonehead channel. And for me, as like a creative geek, like I love all sorts of wargaming. So, I mean, I've been doing some Kings of War. I've got some Old World on the go. Like, there's loads of stuff, but I'm like, well, there's no point doing a video or showing it on the channel because it might hurt the algorithm, and also people don't really care. I tried it a bit with OPR because I love 1-page rules. Like, it's so much fun, but it didn't land very well. I was like, okay, it needs to be its own space. So we've got a fantasy gaming channel that we're going to be looking at the Old World, Kings of War, Armada, like all your fantasy good bits, like which is just kind of
pretty sure Ben will get us to Conquest at some point because
I would
never
love
a conversation passes without the Conquest mentioned.
Yeah, bless him. Oh, it's really raining now. I hope you can't hear that. Just checking the mic to see if we can pick any. No.
All good.
Oh, I like this. Right, and then there's a sci-fi channel which I'm also very excited about. Like, we've got Dystopian Wars coming later this year. There's been working on painting up some Drop Zone Commander stuff, which is just another alternate game. We've got Full Thrust from Ground Zero Games, and of course, the most important one is Necromunda, because Trips loves Necromunda, has everything for it. I love Necromunda. It's probably the best box set game ever. The 1995 one just fills me with so much joy. I remember I was gifted it by my great uncle after I did when I was maybe 7 years old, after a karate demonstration at Marchwood Infant School. And now every time I drive anywhere near that school, I get overcome with like, oh man, I really want to play Necromunda.
Yeah, I mean, there was nothing better than the blue walkways and the red whippy sticks.
Oh, I forgot about the whippy sticks. We should probably not have those in the studio. I don't know if we can be trusted.
Definitely never used them as whippy sticks. They were only ever used measuring and line of sight.
Yeah, yep, that's definitely a true story, that one, Troops. So yeah, we're going to be having a look at Necromunda on the other channel, and we are eventually going to have some games. Realistically, for now, it's going to be a place to talk about, showing off great models and cool releases and things like that. And then at some point, we'll do some mini-series, playing some games, because one of the challenges I set myself this year was to video a different game, just for the fun. And I think we've got a setup now, we've got a flow that means we can take it on and we can show off a couple of different games, just because it's fun, just because more wargaming is more better, which is the tagline I'm going for that channel.
Absolutely, and you'll see us go through that journey with games as well, where we learn the game and we learn what we like about the games and what fits with us well. And we've got 4 very different gamers in the 4 hosts who come on a regular basis, all with different backgrounds and details. So you'll see what we like, what we don't like, and hopefully that will help open your eyes to new games and details. And we're apologising in advance if that opens you're looking at different things on the hobby shops.
That was one of the comments, was like, oh great, here we go, I'm about to be poor. And I was like, wow, it's fun, it's fun. So I kind of identified that for fantasy, the old world, Kings of War and Wartime would kind of be the starting angle there. Yeah, well, I've built all the stuff. And then for the sci-fi channel, OPR, because there's some just outrageously good stuff there. Necromunda, which we just talked about. There's some little bits. So Epic Warpath is coming out this year. Dystopian Wars we'll kind of touch on, but those 2 will be the kind of cruxes that we kind of focus on. And then Space Hulk will be my kind of look back, because again, I've started building that as well. And the cool thing about Space Hulk terrain is that you can then play Necromunda in it, that you can then play OPR in it.
Yeah, Tony Milton had a set of Gene Stealers as well that he was
exactly. So yeah, we've got some side quests going on there. So if you like more than just Blood Bowl, come and join us on those 2 channels. If you just like Blood Bowl, then just stick around here, because the championship's going to be great. And then next year, when we get the multi-league environment, the multi-league season going on, it's going to be really, really, really good fun, I think. But for now, Tribs, any more?
I think we're like a GW preview. We are done and wrapped up, and there's a tease of more to come in the future at some point, with no specific roadmap or timeline.
I didn't even ask you where you were coming from. Where you're logging in from. I love that. You joined a Games Workshop preview, and the first 10 minutes is just geography for the insane. Which I love. But no, wicked. Right, Trips, thank you very much for jumping on and chatting some Blood Bowl and bits and bobs. It's good to catch you. And then we will be back in a couple of weeks with one of the 2 lads with us, I'm sure. And also, those of you who are going to UKTC this weekend, have a fantastic time. Let us know how you get on. Ben is terrible at keeping in contact with us when he's at a tournament, because he's too busy playing and, either crying with joy or frustration. I'm not sure if he's on tour play, actually. It might be too big an event for tour play.
I think he's on tour play, and I think he's taking lizards to this one. So
that's interesting, because if he's got the Lizard Man team, we might need to change what we film on Monday night then. All right, we'll have to look into that. That'll be fine. And then I'm at a Sevens event in Milton Keynes a week after this, being run by Stevie. So I'm going up there, looking for, I think he's got maybe 20 people playing. I said I'd come up. It's a 2.5 hour drive, but it's going to be good fun to catch him and to play some Skaven in Sevens, because I couldn't help myself. So I got most touchdowns at Warhammer World with Skaven in Sevens, so I've got to see if I can pull off a second one. Anyway.
We would love to see a good Skaven team on the pitch, don't we?
Love Skaven. Anyway, Trips, thanks very much for joining us. And everybody else, thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back soon with more Blood Bowl content. Happy blocking. Oh my god, it's raining.